STS here again, back with Ladycrowne. And yeah, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe button, get it out there. And yeah, I was clueless. I didn't even know doctors could be so ruthless. I was programmed. I thought they were just there to help, not realizing that it's me that's gonna help myself. Trust me, it's not a joke, Eddie. And yeah, real talk, episode 4. And you know, it's raw and uncut. Let's go. Trust me. Big ups to Ladycrowne. Greetings to everybody that's tapped into this video. And if you tapped into this video, it's confirmation that everything's going to be working out for you. You know why? Because you're connecting with your higher self and you're connecting with the divine. And trust me, keep on doing your thing, baby. Keep on shining. But yeah, let's tap into this one. What we're going to be on about today, Ladycrowne.
Wow. Greetings, everybody. Just rotating the camera around a little bit. We're back at the allotment. We've had some lovely rain, and it's wonderful for the crops that we're growing. And now we're sat outside, and Amirah is blessing us with those beautiful sun rays.
Yeah,
you know, and that lovely corona that emanates from the sun. That's what it's called, the outer ring of the sun. It's called the corona. Very similar to the you know what. Anyway. I hope everybody's doing well, and keeping on with the struggle, because with challenges in life, without challenges you don't grow, and that's what we're going through right now. So test of strength, mental and physical, so let's keep it going. Yeah,
let's keep it going. And yeah, let's tap into this one. Big Pharma, the Big Pharma, I tell you. No, let me not. Deep down in the earth, let me put me.
I don't think you're referring to that farm.
Yeah, but you know what? That's
the F farm. We're talking about the PH one.
Yeah. You know what it is. But you see that herb there, that can help you more than the pharmaceuticals.
Mate.
Trust me, it's not no joke out there, because it assimilates with your biochemical structure.
It's out of the earth.
It's out of the earth,
The Creator put it there for us to use as a medicine. I know some people like to use it for other means, but guess what? It's a beautiful herb that cleans and cleanses
the system, relaxes the system, takes away anxiety. And man, like just like the master teacher said, chemicals don't assimilate. They just don't assimilate, because they've been made in a laboratory and they've been tried and tested. And trust me, when they read off the side effects to you, you wonder why they're even giving it you in the first place. Because if you're going to give me something to take away the pain and give me seven other problems, why take it? It doesn't make technical sense, but this is what we're dealing with. And key fact here, the third biggest killer in America is malpractice. So why it shows you that there's a lot of things going off in this world in terms of the medical field that we need to really overstand and realize that we need to take a power back and start, living off nature again, and realizing that we can look after ourselves,
Yeah, we don't.
Trust me.
We don't need to be. We don't need a nanny state. We don't need big pharma prescribing things that aren't, like Stephen said, that aren't conducive, don't actually resonate with us at all in any way, shape or form, because of the fact that we've got the side effects. But everything that they do and that they produce to treat you for whatever is here in nature. But one thing you can't do with nature, you can't patent it, and if you can't patent it, then you can't monetize it. It's not profitable, and I think the whole system is geared up towards enslaving us in mind, body and soul, because when you're in those education camps, you're not really getting the real deal. You're getting what it is they want you to know, and then when you learn it, they give you a tick, a star, or a degree, or a doctorate or whatever, and you actually think that you've achieved knowledge when you don't even know self. And that's what we need to do. We need to go back. I just think back in the days when our forefathers and foremothers were out there in the fields living in nature. There weren't the need for any of these so-called chemicals that have been used now, but it's very profitable. People are making millions and millions and billions of pounds out of prescribing poison. But don't look at, when I was at school, I don't recall any English teacher talking to me about etymology. And if they did, I probably would run, but because they don't want you to know, because if you look at the root words, where the word actually came from, etymology breaks down the words. So the word pharmaceutical pharma means maker of poisons.
Witchcraft.
Yeah, exactly. So if you knew that, and every time you walked in, you saw out on the road, you saw pharmacy, you wouldn't walk in there if you knew that it meant maker of poisons. But that's what it means. There you go. Because remember the time we say, well, I'm just going to nip to the chemist, but now you've seen pharmacy, because that means these people will put it in plain sight because they know that you are not going to question it. You're just going to go there, go and get your poison because that's what you're getting, and then that's it. Oh, that's my piece of paper gone on in the wind. You know, so we have to look at etymology, and guess what? The internet is there. Just go on to etymology online and type in any word, and it will take you back to its origin, what it meant before with the use that we have now, and you'll start opening up your eyes to what's actually happening around you. It's all in the language. That's why we keep saying the pen is mightier than the sword.
Yeah, it's so true, man. Like we need to realize that there's a war going on, and it's a chemical war. It's chemical warfare. And if you don't realize that, then you don't even know that there's a war going against you every time that you get something that doesn't assimilate with you, especially when you're talking in terms of medicine. Because I remember the master teacher saying that you got to let food be thy medicine. So you really got to tap into the food thing. Like if we actually start changing our diet and changing the way we think of life, things will really work out for us. Like the pharmaceuticals, trust me, I've been there in hospital, and this has just come to me now. When they put me on antibiotics, look at the word, it's anti-biology, it's against you. And when I was on that for 3 days, the amount of suffering and pain my body was going through, and I'm speaking from experience here, like real experience, like near death, and I'm telling you, those antibiotics, they make you drowsy, the side effects, and I didn't even have an actual infection. So that's actually malpractice there again. Like there's so much going off in these hospitals that people aren't aware of, and shout outs to Dr. Volmer, Dr. Amanda Volmer. People need to search her up. She's a great doctor, and she talks about the shadow side of the hospital, how they're literally killing people in there. I just gotta keep it 100. The fact that I'm here right now is a blessing, because trust me, the amount of things that I had to go through in that hospital experience really awakened me to how corrupt the medical field is, and how they use drugs just because it's a process and because they're getting paid for it, they're getting bonuses. It's not there to help you at all. They're actually treating a lot of humans like guinea pigs, and trust me, it's real, man. Like there's so much things going off in there, and I feel for people that are in there now, because a lot of them think that they're getting treated, they're getting helped, but they're not realizing that they're actually getting poisoned. Like it's chemical warfare, man. Real talk, man.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I don't think anybody would suggest that, you know, that a doctor that you went to for whatever complaint would give you something that would actually cause you harm. We say no, because, you know, I mean, all doctors, you know, take an oath to never cause any harm and to help to cure. It's called the Hippocratic oath. I don't know if that's to do with hypocrisy, but hypocrisy.
Sounds the same.
It's very similar. So, you know, do some research and have a look at that in etymology and look at what Hippocratic means. I think it's to do with Hippocrates. Apparently he was the father of medicine, which he wasn't. That's Imhotep, but that's another story. And so they take an oath not to cause any harm or injury, and actually to heal you. Well, that's not what they do. Because the minute they look at you and say, oh, right, okay, we're going to give you X, Y, Z, this is going to cause you harm, great bodily harm. And what they were talking to about the people, you know, the third biggest deaths in America, I think it is, they call it iatrogenics. They've even got a name for it, iatrogenics, which means that you go with a complaint of some sort, you're given a prescription, and that prescription drug actually kills you. Iatrogenics, I can't remember the pronunciation, but it's there. That's actually in their medical dictionary, because people die from taking medications. It goes against your immune system, and you know we're made in you know, we're made beautifully, we're made perfect. You know what I mean? With an immune system that starts to work immediately, and what do? Start giving you something that actually
attach your immune
system, like what's being given out now for the. That was right close to the Let's have your back same way. You know, it actually attacks your immune system. This in an mRNA vaccine, you know, literally the proteins in that, spike proteins, bypasses your immune system and literally start to attack your immune system, because that's what your immune system does. Something foreign comes into your body, into your blood, your cells recognize it and go there and take it out.
Yep.
Now that's not going to happen.
And this has just come to me now with the pharmaceuticals. The reason why it's so profitable is because it creates a sickness for you to still be alive for a large part of your life on them.
Cash cow.
So basically, you're continuing going back there. They put up your prescription. So we need to realize that this is a big game here. It's a big, it's a massive business. It's a billion pound business, $1 billion business, pharmaceuticals. And this is why they're so against people going for alternative medicine that has been proven to have a much better
just changing your food,
just changing your diet, changing your lifestyle.
Yeah,
lifestyle change is incredible.
One, isn't it?
It's the number one thing to do,
Yeah.
instead of taking a pharmaceutical drug. Because when you do that, whew, I'm telling you, you can't even get addicted to that.
Yeah.
It's a drug.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So
but they've got us wanting and needing instant relief, so we want to take something to take the pain
instant
away.
gratification.
Yeah, the pain doesn't go away. It just sends a message to your brain that you're no longer feeling the pain, a bit like the dreaded toothache. I mean, tell me who amongst us here watching now has not had the dreaded toothache? Oh my goodness, it is not nice. Is that you feel like you're going out of your mind. But when you can take that tablet, that paracetamol or whatever, and you get that placebo effect where
you feel like
I feel much better now. Give it a couple hours and see if it don't wear off, because all it did was send a message to your brain that you're no longer feeling that pain. Well, guess what? The problem still exists.
But the paracetamols attack your liver.
Oh God! Strips the lining off your stomach.
This has just come to me now. If you're dealing with toothache or any pain, tap into DMSO, dimethyl sulfur oxide.
So
that's it's a great product, and tap into Dr. Amanda Volmer. I'm going to mention her again, aka Yomi Mummy. She's a brilliant doctor, and she can really teach you on how to use it for different conditions. So DMSO, I took DMSO the other day, and the way my energy just boosts up, and I just kept raising the energy. And this is what I'm talking about. When you find products that come from a natural source,
natural in nature,
guess what? It works on it, and it's multifunctional.
Yeah, you can use it for so many things. She's got a brilliant book out, actually. You can get it on Amazon. It's DMSO,
Healing with DMSO.
Healing with DMSO, Amanda Volmer. And just you can go onto her website. I mean, she does consultations as well. So you can do
consultation.
Because the internet's amazing, isn't it? So she can be anywhere in the world, and you can. And she'll just take you through what it is you need to do, how you can bring that body back into balance, because that's what a disease is. It's the body. It's dis-ease, D-I-S-E-A-S-E, dis-ease. Your body's at dis-ease. Until you bring it back into ease, you're going to have a problem, whether that be high blood pressure, diabetes, whatever it is. There's things that we have to do to bring the body back into ease. And what Big Pharma does, and doctors and all the rest of them, is take you down that path of allopathic medicine, which is known, proven, not to work, even though they will talk about their, achievements in their medical journals, and, that they've been able to transplant this, that and the other. Well, you name me one transplant patient who's not had to take drugs to stop the body from rejecting it, because your body is unique to you. All your organs are unique to you. So, somebody dies for however they die, and they've got, a donor card, and it says that, they donate all their organs. I think that's admirable for them. But when it goes into your body recognises it straight away and says, oh, no, that doesn't belong here. You know what I mean? So they then have to give you medication for the 10, 20, 30, however long that organ lasts for your body to stop rejecting it. So you can see that naturally in nature, what we have is specific to us, and what we're supposed to do is look after it. And if we don't, and things start to go wrong, it's our responsibility to bring it back into ease.
Yeah, bring it back into balance.
Bring it back into balance. That's what we're supposed to do. But we're not taught that. We're taught to get sick because of everything that we do to ourselves, and then we're taught to go to them who are not going to help you.
Yeah, because they are part of the problem. They create the sickness, then want to treat it and create more sickness. So you see what I mean?
You never stop going to
it's
them.
in reverse. Everything's in reverse.
Yeah.
And when you start really tapping into alternative medicine, you realize there's even simple things like tap into Winhoff, like just breathing better. Just simple things like breathing, getting more oxygen within your system can just help you tremendously. Because the main fuel for the body is oxygen, not food, and especially acid food. Trust me. Like, people need to realize that oxygen is key. And one thing I've clocked on is that they use oxygen within the hospital, but it isn't their main source of treatment, even though the main fuel for the body is oxygen. So it shows you their agenda. They're just about trying to push as much chemicals in you and to see what happens. Then when things don't turn out right, they say, you know what? Let's get some more in you.
Try this one. Well, that one didn't work for you.
That didn't work. All right,
let's try this one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, especially in the States. I mean, because as you all know, if you haven't got medical insurance, then you pretty much ship down to the poor people hospital, where you just got to hope that you've got a good doctor who's there for humane reasons, who will look after you if you've received a gunshot or whatever is wrong with you. But then because of the insurance policies that people have, I mean, a lot of them are very, very expensive to have, but when they do have them, what do you think these unscrupulous men and women will do? Well, they'll start treating you for something. Sometimes, I mean, there have been people that have been treated for things that they haven't even got.
Mystery,
why? Because it's
profitable.
Exactly. You've been monetized. I mean, healthcare should be received at the point of need. When you need it, you should be able to receive it. But you don't want that kind of healthcare whereby it's monetized, and somebody's going to be getting paid because they're going to do whatever they're going to do to you, or prescribe whatever they prescribe to you. I mean, knowing full well that it's causing you harm and telling you that it's good for you. So come on.
And this is why, I'm calm now, but when I had a lot of anger, I thought to myself, these lot are really soulless bastards. Excuse my language, but I just got to keep it real. That's how I felt, because I thought to myself, if you're a doctor and you're going into an industry that's supposed to be helping people, if you know for a fact that this isn't helping people, you're actually killing people or causing people serious harm, then you really haven't got heart. Because the fact that you are going in this industry to be a doctor and you're just being basically a businessman, because that's what it is, and a ruthless businessman, literally taking people's lives or causing them serious harm for years and years, just to gain monetary gain, really. And this is why tap into what's his name, renegade, I forgot his name, Soma Breath, Niraj, because he was a pharmacist, but he realized how soulless his job was, because he was giving people antidepressants and realized they're getting more depressed. So he tapped into the breathing techniques and alternative medicine. It was really windy out there. And started helping people with just natural methods. And he had a lot of heart, because he realized you couldn't do this anymore. Seeing people just go down and down and down, but he thought he was actually helping people until he realized, nah, I'm actually hurting them. Yeah, gosh, I tell you, man, it's a subject that is touchy, because a lot of the mainstream are so big on pharmaceuticals. They promote every get MC, and all those adverts.
They're bought and paid for.
You know what I mean? They're bought and paid for, because they got billionaires backing them. When you've got people that are wealthy within money, not within love, but wealthy within money, you can near enough do anything out here.
Well, when you've got people that actually control the money and how it's, your central banks. I mean, you probably think, how could something like this happen where, the hospitals and doctors and medicine, allopathic medicine could exist if it wasn't there to help us. Well, in the beginning it was, but what happened is that it got usurped. You got the likes of Rockefellers, Rothschilds. They came in with their great big pots of money that they then gave to universities. And guess what? When they're giving these monies to these universities, what do you think universities are going to have to do? They'll have to comply, aren't they? What do you think the FDA? I mean, the FDA, Federal Drug Agency, is there to approve drugs that they say is safe. Well, they're putting, people are getting damaged by them every day. People are dying by these drugs every day. So you have to ask yourself, well, what's the FDA's purpose then? Has it been usurped? The people that's out there supposed to be looking after our best interest, these men and women, that's what they are, looking after our best interest, being taken over and being bribed or whatever it is. That's because why would you approve something that is harming people? Why would you do that?
Another doctor for people. This is just gone to another doctor for people to tap into. Dr. Jennifer. is it Dr. Jennifer Daniels?
Jennifer Daniels,
Yeah.
yes, she's an amazing woman.
Amazing lady. She's another one who said, you know what, I can't do this soulless job no more because I know what can help people.
Oh,
she had to go Panama.
She was getting
you know
people.
what I mean?
Well, what was she treating with as well? What's it called? The pine tree.
The pine cone.
Turpentine.
Turpentine, that's it.
No, I know you're thinking, no, that's what you used to take off.
Stripper,
no, this is from the pine trees. I'm telling you, amazing stuff. And she started to treat her patients with that, and guess what? They started to recover and get well. And the people that she would normally take her drugs from, when they came around to see her, and she was like, oh no, I don't need to order anything. Oh yes, you do. In the end, she had to run for her life. She had to
go to Panama.
She went to Panama. She's in Panama now. You can find her on YouTube. She's amazing, and she's got a website where you can order lots of products from her. But that's what happens. The people that are out there doing the real work, naturopaths, actually helping people heal, regain their health.
Gosh.
Trust me, they get chased out of town because Big Pharma with their big kosh is going to come and clobber you on your head.
And this has come to me again. I've done my research, and this is just all old research coming off my head. Dr. Group, another great doctor out there. FDA was really running him down because he actually helped the royal family as well from the UK as well when he was in the prime of his career. And he's the understudies of Nikola Tesla as well. Dr. Group, search Dr. Group up. He's got a brilliant website out there as well, and he's really big on water fasting. He's really big on water fasting and just the alternative way of healing, which is the best way of healing because it's natural.
You have to work with the body. If you go against it, when you've got fear being propagated out there that that's telling people that they need to do X, Y, and Z, and because this is we're in a pandemic and all the rest of it, and fear. I've already told you, false evidence appearing real. You've got to know that these things, it's not the first time it's happened, it probably won't be the last, but it's one whereby so many of us could see what was going to come, and now it's here. I've gone, right, okay, what are you going to do next? Because you can't let fear rule your life. You were sent here for a reason. We're all here for a reason, for a purpose. We can't be controlled by fear. You can't be walking around with something stopping you from breathing in oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide and think that's okay.
And you know what? That actually creates more fear.
Exactly.
Because you're depriving yourself of oxygen. So your brain's going to get even more panicky.
Exactly.
So you're actually causing more fear.
It keeps you in that low vibration. That's what it's designed to do. There's so much that's going to be coming down the pipe, and it's imminent. Really, it's imminent what's actually coming down. They're going to ramp things up. I mean, we're in the height of summer. They're already talking about the third wave. Wow, okay, and it's already been planned. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many people. I don't know if I mentioned it last time. I don't think I did. Where in the UK, just under 39 million people took the first
you did,
Bang Bang Boogie. And then just under 30 took the second Bang Bang Boogie. So there's like 10 million that haven't gone back for the second one. So they're ramping up. And now we know what they're doing. They're coming for the youth and they're coming for your children. So they're bribing them with pizza and a free Uber drive to the point where they can go and get their Bang Bang Boogie. I mean, come on. If there's something out there that's threatening your life, that you need to protect your life, trust me, you will have to bribe me. I'll be the first one in that queue to go and get it. You know what I'm saying? You've got to take back your power. You've got to think logically. You've got to be very, very sensible about what's going to come down, because if it means withdrawing children from out of those places, then you might have to do so. Also remember that these men and women that are in these seats that they're sitting, whether it's a president, a prime minister, an MP, a doctor, a teacher, a head teacher, they're all men and women. And in their public and private capacity, you can deal with them. So write to them. Especially if you're going to send them back into those places, you make them know under no circumstances you're going to hold them by their full name, not their little nickname, or if it's Thomas and it's Tom, and you write to Tom because that's a pseudonym, that's not that's a persona, that's not the real man and woman. You write to them in their full name under their private capacity and let them know anything untoward happens to your progeny, your property, whilst they're in their care, then they are going to be held liable, them personally liable, and you'll sue them. You have to let them know that. You have to let them know that, because what they're doing is absolutely criminal. You went for the elderly. Now you're going to come for the children, and we're going to sit back and let you do that without shouting from the rooftops? No, we can't.
Yeah, you got to make a stand. You have to make a stance, man. Because it's like my mentor said, trust me, you don't speak up for your freedom, you're going to be crying for it, you know. You really are going to be crying for it when it's gone, because your voice is so powerful. A lot of people need to start opening up the throat chakra, because it's how we communicate, you know what I mean? It's how we connect through the throat chakra. So we need to start opening it up, start actually speaking our truth.
Speak the truth.
And guess what happens? You start picking up your vibration when you speak your truth, because now you're freeing your subconscious, you know? Because a lot of people, they're living in their heads. They're living in their heads thinking, you know what, because it's so easy to live in fear than it is to live in love. Because you see, when you're living in love, you got to do the work now. You know what I mean? When it's so easy to be a scaredy cat and just be, oh, let me hide under a table.
Let me do as I'm told.
You know what I mean?
Then I'll be, they'll pat me on the head and say I'm a good girl, I'm a good boy, even though what you're doing,
you get patted on the head like that.
goes contrary to what you should be doing. Because at the end of the day, if we don't fight for our freedoms, trust me, what are we going to leave our children? I mean, you got, just go on to the Bank of England website, bankofengland.com. You'll see that they're talking about a Brit, B-R-I-T coin, not bit, B-I-T, Brit coin, that's what they're going to call it. And so everybody will have a Brit coin wallet. All the banks are insolvent, and they're going to do, and there's also some policy on there about the bail-ins, because people say, well, you know what, the banks have insured us for £85,000 per account, depending on how much you've got. That's all well and good, but what they haven't told you is that your hard-earned pounds that you put in that bank are going to be exchanged for shares in the bank. That's what the bail-in is going to represent, and you'll get a Bitcoin wallet. So those who are frightened of crypto, think crypto's a scam, and guess what? There are people out there who are unscrupulous, but you'll find that in every walk of life. That's what you're going to be using. But now, when you have the Bitcoin, guess what's going to happen? Tracked, 100%. Now you might want to go and buy something. Oh, it's going to stop you from buying it. Or it might have an expiration date on it. It's social score. Look at what's happening in China. I know that you can't take, some guys can't take the heads out of Love Island and Coro and those kind of things. You just kind of like yeah, exactly. But trust me, just put in Venezuela on your internet, on your big 5G phone that probably all own are out there right now, getting ready for, you know, them to ramp up the
get your diodes.
Yeah.
Get your crystals.
You know, just do the research. It's right out there for you. You know what I mean? You look at the Chinese and the social scoring, they can't access certain services because they're not being good. You know? So is that what you want? So you have to be out of the system. You have to be self-reliant when it comes to we've got to do that. We have got to go backwards in order to really come forward, because we've come forward too far. Now these are your government becoming tyrannical. They are tyrannical and they are treasonous, because what's happening is not right, and we have to stand up and fight. And I don't mean physically get out there and start slugging. I mean, even your police constables who call themselves police officers, they swear an oath to serve and protect. You tell me what service of protection when they're going along with the agenda. So you got to look and say, well, my God, all these agencies that we rely on as public servants are being usurped, and they're not no longer serving the interests of the men and women. They're serving the interests of the government or the corporation, because most of them are all corporations. They're all registered at Dun and Burn Street, or they're registered at Companies House. And if they're there as public services, then why are they registered as a company? Why would you register the police force with Companies House or Dun and Burn Street? Why would you do that? Because they're telling you they're a company. And if they're a company, that means it's no different than McDonald's or Burger King. It's a business. Yeah, it's a business. So who's the customer then? Oh, that must be us. So that's why they do what they do. Fleece you for every cent they can get off of you. Now, not content with doing that for the last how many years, as long as we've had this monetary system in place, they're now going to come for your very breath. They're coming for your very breath. Literally taking your breath away. Yeah, and your power away. You need to stand up.
Yeah, most definitely. And like Ladycrowne just mentioned there, they're just treating us like consumers, because that's what a lot of us are. We need to stop becoming producers. Like even me and Ladycrowne doing this video, we're being producers. We're actually producing content and getting some real information out there for people to do the research and to just raise their energy, because it's all about raising the energy. As long as you don't raise your energy, you're going to be staying in them low frequencies. Trust me. And you know what it comes down to? A lot of people, they repeat the same patterns. I know, you know me, I'm big on the subconscious. People really need to start learning about the subconscious, man. A lot of the things that are going off in this world in terms of big pharma, in terms of the bang bang boogie, it's subconscious. If you do something for 28 days, you create a new neural pathway, a new habit. So you put that mask on your head for 28 days, you might be putting it on for the next 2 years. It's not a joke,
absolutely.
Trust me, you got to learn about yourself in order to shape your reality, because a lot of people, they don't know thyself. This is why you're seeing a lot of people, you know what I mean, doing the same thing that other people are doing. And this is why a lot of people are standing up like a sore thumb, like myself and Ladycrowne, that actually took the red pill, baby.
Yeah, I mean, look at what Boris did when he's opening it back up on the 19th, and you can choose. I mean, there's a pandemic out there, yeah. There's sitting out there that's going to wipe man off the planet of the Earth. But guess what? You can choose whether you want to wear a mask or not. So are these things affected then? Do they really work? Because now you're telling them I can choose, but guess what? Because, like Seb said, of the programming that people have been under, even when people had a choice to breathe,
they still kept it on.
They still kept it on.
And
I actually thought, those that know me know, so I ain't putting none of them things on my face. Ain't never wearing one. What for? So I've gone about my business like I normally do, because my reality is just different from a lot of people's reality, and so it should be, because we've all got our own experience on this plane.
Yeah, all living our own reality. Yeah.
And I actually saw more people with it on after they were told that they didn't have to wear it anymore. Told that they could take it off if they wanted to. I mean, gosh, you're a grown-ass man and grown-ass woman.
Like baby.
Yeah, like picnic. Yeah, I'm like,
tip bellies,
when are these men and women going to stand
Trust me,
up?
you got to raise your vibration.
Raise up. We're powerful. We got all the power. But guess what? When you acquiesce and when you give it away under fear or the threat of a fine, I don't care what, you can throw whatever you want to throw at me, because guess what you got? Inalienable rights. You've always had them. The freedom to travel, the freedom of speech, the freedom to assembly. Those were given to you by the Creator, and no man, flesh and blood, man or woman, can take them away from you. You can acquiesce and give them up and say, oh, please don't shoot. Guess what? I'm going one time, then can kill me. So I'm not begging them. I rather die standing on my feet than lying on my belly, looking up and begging somebody not to take something. I'm telling you.
Like a martyr, and a lot of people need that
Where's the Shaka Zulu in you?
The lion within your heart chakra.
Where's Nani?
You know what I mean?
In you. Where's Kojo in you? Where's Marcus in you? You know what I'm saying?
You need to start connecting with your ancestors.
Come on, man.
Your spirit guides. Yeah. And this is the big thing as well. People don't realize, even though we're in a physical, visual world, this is spiritual warfare. Trust me. Like, if you don't connect with who you truly are, I tell you, it's not a joke, Kelly. It's going to be a hard life for you, because you're not going to know who you truly are, man. You're going to be separated from yourself and think, oh, it's spiked up. Nah, take your focus off that and put your focus on yourself.
Because everything you've been told is a lie to
Trust
put you in the state of fear. You watch and see, they're going to come and say, right, okay, those who haven't taken it, because a lot of people haven't taken it, trust me, despite what they're saying. They're going to come and tell you, they're going to come to your yard. If you don't come by such and such a date and such time, we're going to come for you. Guess what? What's that going to be? Fear. And what you're going to do? Run, go and get it. They're going to have to come to my yard, trust me, to come and hold me down and put that in me. And before they do that, trust me, well, you will see. You will see what I go out and come and I make no threats. You know what I'm saying?
No,
ain't nobody taking no control over my body integrity. Yes, me. You get me? Nobody. And if anybody comes to do anything to you that's against the law, you have a right to defend yourself. So, don't fall for it, because they're going to ramp this thing up. There's so many disclosures that are coming out that in order for us not to hear about them or even see them, they're going to have to do something. And what's that they're going to have to do? The third wave, because there's so much happening, especially in the States. You watch what's happening in the States, and I don't mean BBC and Sky. I mean, go onto the alternatives.
Actually see what's
they're out there. Even RT's putting out some stuff that's going down worldwide, even in their own country. You know what I'm saying? More than BBC, British Bullshit Corporation. You know what I'm saying? You need to look outside of the box. And I say look outside of the box. I mean, look around you, man. There's things coming down the pipe. And if you're not ready for them, they're going to hold you in that fear factor, and you're going to run and go and, let me take my children, come on, you need to go. I kill them, I try to kill you, no. And guess what? It's almost like assisted suicide, because ain't nobody going to hold you down, because that's what they'd have to do. And remember, anybody coming to say something like that or do something like that in their man and woman capacity, their living flesh and blood, public and private capacity, you go after them, because it's murder. And that them a perpetrate.
Murder, she wrote.
Trust me. That's exactly what it's warfare on you. Warfare on your mind, warfare on your body. You got to stand up and take back what's yours. If you are happy to go ahead and take whatever experimental vaccines that are out there, even the ones that have been around for a long time, that's entirely up to you. But there's a lovely professor, Irish woman called Dr. Professor Dolores Cahill, Cahill. Check her out, look her up, just because from this woman's been looking at SARS viruses since 2002, 2003, and she's been mapping it all the way up till now. And she came out very, very early on talking about the lockdowns not being lawful, and that these respiratory illnesses can be treated with vitamin D, zinc, and what's the hydrochloroquine. Hydrochloroquine, drug that's been out for about 50 or 70 years. That's within
actually assimilates.
Within 7 hours, 6 to I think she said between 2 and 5 hours, symptoms were gone. What do these people do? Tell you, when you're feeling this sickness, stay away. Don't come to hospital, because they don't want you to contaminate anybody. When it's really, really bad, come to us. And then what do they do? Ventilate your clot. Your clot. May I go say it as it is? Ventilate your clot. And then what happened? Majority of people, trust me, you don't stand a chance. And all you needed was vitamin D, zinc, and hydrochloroquine. Come on. And she's been pushing it out there. No, this is not right. This is what we need to do. Gone to the WHO, the World Health Organization. But guess what? When they're all in it, they're all in it. Yeah. But she's still out there fighting. She's even set up Freedom Airlines, where you can become a member. And they're now working with lots of different airlines, and people are flying to whatever holiday destination that they want to go to as free men and women, without having to go through any of the bullshittery that they. I mean, she was talking about one woman that I think somebody that lived near her. Her mum was 45 years old, and this was a PCR, because she just rubbish the PCR. And I've always known that the PCR was not designed to test for anything, because remember, the coronavirus is like the influenza, and it mutates every year. It's a different variation. And she'd had the PCR, which they then pushed right up into this woman's head, and she had a bleed on the brain, and she was dead 5 days later. 5 days later she died, because they are sitting up in your membrane that doesn't need to go up there. I mean, you could just wipe that round inside of your mouth, and straight away that would be enough. Why has it got to go clear down your throat or up in your brain? And with this gel that's on the Q-tip that does mad things to your head. I mean, they're putting these things in. People are taking their little babies to hospital because they're not very well, and watching them in agony whilst some doctor or nurse is pushing a little thing in the baby brain. It begs belief that people do that because of their ignorance, not knowing that what they're doing is going to be detrimental.
This has just come to me now that one of the ways, this is why they spend millions and billions of pounds on illusions. One of the key ways that you can harm people if you're a part of that dark world is by giving them a disguise. So if you're portraying yourself as a doctor, you can get away with murder. Simple as that. You really can get away with murder out here. They literally, and you even see it in the name, it's a doctor's practice. So they're practicing on you. They're not even, it's not official.
And when you doctor something, you alter the, look at the word doctor in etymology. You doctor the document. Yeah, you doctored it, you changed it, you altered it.
Yeah.
They made it better, they made it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
trust me.
Allopathic medicine doesn't work, it's been proven not to. And the ones that do are the ones that they're not giving you to take. They want you to take an experimental vaccine that messes with your DNA.
Yeah. I've got to say this, even though we've been on about pharmaceuticals and how bad, not say how bad, how corrupt it is, because it is really corrupt. There is a lot of good doctors in the industry that are coming out and speaking
Oh,
heart and
yeah.
mind. Big ups to them. Shout outs to them. We've got to shout them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're in the belly of the beast.
Yeah, you're
and
just
it's
not going to
still
hear about
exposed.
them.
You're just not going to hear about them because it's not going to be mainstream
Yeah,
again.
you've had doctors in France, doctors in America, literally walking out and saying they are not going to be doing these tests, and they are not going to be, literally, because when you look at things, people's livelihoods, I mean, you've been practicing for all these years, and you think that you're doing the right thing, then something like this happens, and you think, oh, actually, no, they don't really need this, because it's just, you know, it's a common cold, it's influenza. But then your livelihood, everything, your house, your career, your money that you earn comes from you providing this service that you now know is going to harm people. And then you're threatened. I think the Canadian government came out and threatened the Canadian doctors with all sorts of things that they were going to do to them if they, you know, if there was any dissent about the treatments that they said people needed. But you've got lots of people, lots of doctors coming and speaking out. But guess what? When you control mainstream media, you'll never ever hear one, because they've been taken off Twitter, they've been taken off it, they've been purged. You got just put in a search for Dr. Dolores Carhill. Trust me, she'll lead you to many others, because she's networked all around the world. That woman's travelled all over the world since the lockdown. Never once has she worn a mask, never once has she taken any PCR test. She was held, I think it was in Germany, for about 7 or 8 hours, because they said that, you know, she couldn't fly, or they weren't going to let her back into the country. When she'd done with them, they just let her go. Just let her go, because they knew in their private capacity, regardless of what you've been told you need to do by your bosses, you ultimately have to take responsibility for carrying out these actions that are not lawful. And when they're not lawful, that means that takes a prison sentence. That might be you. It's not the bosses that are going to go to prison, it's going to be you. Remember, if you're wearing a uniform, you're a civilian in a uniform, just like I am a civilian without a uniform. If I wanted to go and put on a white coat and stethoscope around my neck now and call myself Dr. Ladycrowne, oh, who's your doctor? No, all I've done is put on a coat and put a stethoscope around my neck, just like the police officers or police constables, as they should be, because that a constable takes an oath to serve and protect. I don't know what the police officers are doing, because they're not actually serving and protecting. They're serving and protecting big pharma, governments, and your local, even our local councils. We need to hold them to accountability, because they've got some post that was created for a coronavirus czar or whatever. That man or woman needs to be written to in their private capacity and told under no certain terms that this must stop, especially what's going to come down in September with the children. And trust me, the hospitals are going to be overrun, because why? Nearly 40 million people have already had the sitting chewing at their body. What do you think is going to happen? Of course they're going to be overrun. And then they ramp up back the fear, and those that didn't will run, go and get it. Listen, choice is yours. The choice is yours. You choose, because it's your choice.
Yeah, life's all about choices. Just make sure you make the right
one.
choices.
Don't be coerced. Don't be blackmailed or whatever into doing something that goes against your biology and what's natural and best for you. And you're picking it them, because I tell you something now, there's going to be some orphan children around this place. By the time them people done with enough. Trust me, so if you care and look for your children, do it properly, man. Look after yourself and look after them. Don't let anybody take your power away. And
last note on this, everything's hidden in plain sight. You just got to tap into the right frequency, man.
Yeah.
And that is the love, baby.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Trust me. And trust me, you'll be set free. But yeah, that's a wrap here, man. It's a wrap. Now I've got to say this. You want to do the outro?
No, thank you.
Yeah, you know I've got to say this. Good food, good mood. If you're having good food, then you're definitely going to have a good mood. So make sure you get your fruits and veggies down, and your alkaline food. And you're definitely going to have a good mood. Keep raising your energy. And this is our transition. No finish line for me, just like Goggins. No finish line for me. And hopefully that's the same for you. Condale with ya every single Monday. And yeah, that's all I got to say for this one. STS and Ladycrowne, over and out.